You are a Cursebringer, a member of a secret coven of which is responsible to carry out the death curse on marked targets. You've been summoned to headquarters in order to receive your next assignment. You arrive at headquarters. The place is disguised as a corporate building. When you stop to think about it, the traditional corporate buildings look the same. It's hard to know what's exactly going on inside them. A perfect disguise. People come and go, wearing suits and carrying briefcases, looking indistinguishable from the rest of the company folk of the financial district. Except the briefcases are filled with spellbooks, pictures, and documents about marked targets. Herbs, plants, and magic powders that are not cocaine. Unlike most of your white-collar neighbors. Neighbors. You spot Chalk working at the reception tonight? What's his name? You recognize her by the tattoos on her hands and curly black hair. You know that under her suit there are more tattoos than you can count. Not that you were concerned by counting them at the time. Oh gosh. This is all gonna be text, isn't it? Alright, I can do this. Welcome, Constance. The Elder is waiting for you in the council room. Hey, anything wrong? No, I'm just working. Why? Sounding too professional. I'm upset. It's my way to cope. Oh, right. Because I left. Look, I had too much on my mind, and you know I have commitment issues, but... I should have messaged or something, I'm sorry. Can I make up for it somehow? Sushi, after your job. You're paying. She says while writing down things on paper. Done, if I survive. You better, I want my sushi. You should hurry. Thanks, Chalk. See you later. Bye. Hurry! As you approach the door, it opens by itself, showing a large room with black marble floor. Candles light the marble table in the middle of the room. Only one person sits there, even though there are many chairs around the table. Good evening, Constance, says an old woman with pastel blue hair with a white streak. Good evening, Elder. So, what's the job? Mr. Edmund has been marked. Mr. Edmund? District Attorney? Him. Interesting. Any ideas why he was marked? He put a lot of bad people in jail. No, but we will know once it's done. Mr. Edmund, huh? First I should observe him and see what I can come up with. Every day he has dinner at... is that Lordini's? Might be a good place to corner him. A public space. Background check shows no ownership. Apparently he just likes the place. That or someone from the staff. I noticed he always order with the same girl. The grammar on this is strange. I should do some background check on her too. Pauline Mars, 25. Seems normal. Works at the restaurant. Social medial. I really feel like they should have proofread this. Seems active. She does seem like a workaholic though. Weird. In the ritual. I already have most of what I need for the death curse. The only thing missing is an adder's fork, according to this recipe. Ancient recipes usually have animal parts involved. It was common back then. Nowadays, some are on risk of extinction. The organization prefers to avoid non-human animals as a whole, and most of us are glad to avoid animal cruelty. We have to find substitutes instead. The words have power, so we find meaning behind the words, then the effect is the same. An adder's fork is the forked tongue of a snake. A viper. That's what liars, backstabbers, and cheaters are called. For that I need to find the tongue of a liar and cut it as a fork. I have a few options in mind for that. After I should confront him. That's it. I watched my target and planned my moves. Time to get to work. Appletree Private Cemetery should be full of liars who have died recently. Rich people are buried there. Maybe some tongues are still intact. According to the news and previous targets from the organization, Mayor Egritz and Master 37, an internet celebrity, should both be buried in fancied cemetery. Both of them died recently and both of them were known liars. Lying is not grave enough to get you marked. These two were way more than just liars. Mayor Egritz's election was filled with promises just like any politician, and he managed to get elected. Nothing surprising so far. During his band-aid, he issued a new type of school lunch. Supposed to be something healthy that looked like granola bars. The kids started getting sick right after the food started being distributed to the schools. When he was marked and ended by the death curse, then people finally found out he was using sewer roaches to make the bars. Disgusting. Master 37 was internet's favorite. Even though he already had been called out for a lot of problematic behavior in the past, he always found excuses. Then they found out he was a member of some Nazi group. He tried excuses again and said he was just hanging out with some pals he knew from school. But facts are facts. Someone marked him and someone ended him. And the truth came out for everyone. Good riddance. Well, I can choose when I get there. You arrive at Appletree Private Cemetery. You find a tree. You could throw your grappling hook on the branch if it was closer. Glad that you came prepared. You blow some root powder, it's supposed to be powder, to the air and speaks the magic words. You speak the language of the tree and it extends its branch to you, giving you a place to climb. Wasn't. I think the games in this collection are in English and Portuguese, so I'm guessing they did it in Portuguese first, and then they did English. That's my guess. Kinda wonky. You climb the rope and use the tree branch to get inside the cemetery. You sneak your way to where you should go. You manage to avoid most of the guards. Oh wow, the music is really picking up. Okay. Turn that down a bit, that's kinda loud. You manage to avoid most of the guards. The area seems clear for now. Time to choose a liar. I'll do the politician. Like, yeah, the internet celebrity was like a Nazi or whatever, but like, we don't have proof he did anything. You look around, you don't see or hear anything. You pick the lock from the crypt gate. It smells like piss in here. You notice a bright light approaching, followed by the sound of heavy footsteps on the stone path to the crypts. You hear the crypt gate opening and a voice. Oh, it's open? Weird. Well, good for me. I could finally piss on your dumb statue, you piece of shit. You hear the crypt gate opening and a voice. You hear the sound of liquid wetting the stone. That's a lot of liquid, and it almost hits you. My son went to one of the schools. You made him eat roaches. You hear a noise. Then you feel a steel baton hitting the statue's head. You lower yourself on time, avoiding the strike, but you end up stepping on the puddle. The guard notices you. Who's there? Come out. This is private property. You go out showing your hands. Okay, I'm a mother, you see. My son also went to one of the schools. I came here to vandalize this place too. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, lady. My son got so sick and we had no idea what was causing. Then when the mayor died, the news came out. I was glad to find out he died. But then I heard they built this place right where I work. That's very unfortunate. I hope your son is fine. Thank God he is. Is yours okay? Yeah, he's strong. Good. Well, since we're both here for the same thing, wanna give me a hand? Sorry about the urine. Sure, I have a small metal shovel. Should do some good damage, and it's okay, he deserved it. You two make good work of the statue smashing into bits. You both laugh, and then he cries on your shoulder. He gives you a wink and leaves. He tells you not to stay for long, as other guards might come around and check the noise. Wait for him to leave so you can grab the tongue, and then you flee from the cemetery. You're gonna need new shoes. Well, that was close. What matters is I have the tongue now. Why he cried though? I don't know. Thinking about... Wouldn't you be mad if you had a kid and then you found out some person made your kid eat like a granola bar made out of like disgusting roach bits? Wouldn't you be kind of like upset? I'd be upset. I'd be more angry though. I'd be like this guy. I'd be like pretty pissed. Time to prepare the ritual. You go back to your apartment and make all the preparations for the ritual. Everything is in place. You only need to confront him now. I should decide my method of infiltration. A client won't be able to approaching without causing suspicion. But maybe if I draw enough attention to myself. It's so hard to read this at times. A staff member, I can approach and talk, ask questions, but he goes there every day. I can't mess it up. Before going in, you take a look at the place. People come and go. They enter with a smile and leave with a bigger one. Some don't leave at all. They stay there even after they finish their food. You notice Mr. Edmund at his usual spot, watching. I would do the same. They had a stroke writing this. Ugh. I think they just... Yeah, I don't know. You go inside, the smooth jazz and smiling staff feels relaxing. What seemed weird from afar feels cozy now. You take a glance at Mr. Edmund while he's looking the other way. A man in a blue suit and balding head, two spots with different colors over his eyebrows. Everyone is smiling at you. You can't help yourself but to smile back. You find a place to sit. You can see your mark, but he can also see you. It doesn't take long until he notices you. When a member of the staff asks for your name, you say it. Constance. You never do that. You know what names can do, even if they're not your real name. Mr. Edmund sits in front of you. Constance? You'd make a good customer. You realize what's going on. This place is under his command. The staff, the customers. He's a demon. So, are you ready? Say it, Constance. Your lips are glued. You pull them open with all your strength. As a witch, you know the tongue of demons yourself, and the banishment unbinds him from that place. You sprinkle the salt and pepper in the air and you finish the ritual. I don't know, man. Shit's going down. The people are free. Confused, lost, but free. You paint a warding sigil on the walls and you leave. Sushi?